To say this news story is developing, it's breaking news and it's all over the place, breaking everything, is an understatement. We have the original post. We have some developing stories. We've had a lot of changes in the hour and a half or so that I've been awake just trying to cover what's happening and figure out what to do with this story. So we're recording this now, so we have a something on the record early on, and then we can talk about it later on when more details come. And right now, a scheduled 11 o'clock press conference by the president at Mar-a-Lago, 11 o'clock Eastern time. He's still at his southern location for vacation to talk about what's happening here. But the here is all over the place, including the fact that we are now essentially invading Venezuela, or we're not invading Venezuela based on how you want to treat that. Here's the details as they are playing out so far, with some changes that are even kind of be thrown out that will make my script a little updated because I'm watching news and seeing things going forward. Early this morning on the 3rd of January, Saturday, January the 3rd, 2026, Trump posted that Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Sheila Flores, were captured and flown out of the country in an overnight operation, and said that it occurred alongside a large-scale strike in Venezuela. That was the message that he gave out to the world like 2, 3 in the morning. What was happening? Multiple outlets are reporting that explosions in Caracas and other disruptions that happened overnight were consistent with a major military operation in the region. Associated Press reported that U.S. launched a surprise large-scale strike and that Maduro and Flores were captured and removed. And they said that the officials tied this operation to Maduro's prior U.S. narco-terrorist indictment. So essentially they took him to the States, somewhere in the States, and he's actually been indicted, him and his wife, in the Southern District of New York for trial. They are now set to go to trial for past transgressions, not anything necessarily new. Now, the coverage on CBS News when it picked up live shows that Delta Force carried out a capture operation and reported that Trump planned the 11 a.m. press conference for this to give more details. We shall see how this plays out. Where they are, Flores and Maduro are right now sort of iffy. Their legal status, their detention and law enforcement custody is also iffy, although Pam Bondi said that they have been indicted. The full scope of the strikes have not been said, and the people who are apparently in charge of Venezuela, the current vice president, is looking for proof of life because they're not sure that they didn't get killed. But we are where we are here. International reaction is split, we'll say. Countries like Russia and Iran are condemning the U.S. action, going in and just pulling out people when, that's usually kind of rude. Regional governments are warning of spillover effects, potential rage and outrage from refugee movement because of the instability in the area and whatever happens next. If confirmed as described, as we said, we have a tweet, we see some explosions, we have the vice president of Venezuela asking, where is our president? We don't really know what the full story is. If this is actually what happened, it would be one of the most direct U.S. actions against sitting Latin American heads of state in decades. And it would raise immediate questions about international law, U.S. authorization, regional stability, and succession of power there in Venezuela. Who's actually in charge? Because our Constitution doesn't quite spill it out as it probably should be. There's a lot of things dealing with that actual secession problem that's going to be the big deal, because unrest in the region is a problem that normally people think about when they start having regime change, having someone to put into the place. Remember, there's an actual elected president of the United States who's in exile because Maduro stole the election. So maybe we, the U.S., are going to help install her back into her spot. Maybe. She won a Nobel Peace Prize. She tried to give it to Trump, things like that. He likes things, shiny things like that. But we will see. Right now, we have this one marker here for the story. It'll be old within 20 minutes before it gets posted online, and it will be definitely old by the time the 11 o'clock press conference comes. Well, we will give you some updates on that one from our sort of slanted viewpoint. Are we getting things done, or are we just doing things early in the year? I guess we'll find out about 11 a.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. Eastern time from Mar-a-Lago when we get Trump's version, because we won't get a very coherent version of what's going down today in Caracas.